Yes, perfect. Hei alle sammen, velkommen til dagens webinar. I dag skal vi snakke om Green River College, og i dag så har vi med oss representanten Hjelpe, som da tidligere student på Green River, og nå skal forhåpentligvis lære dere litt om Green River. Ja, så webinaret i dag vil vare i cirka en time med spørsmål til slutt. Så hvis dere vil skrive det på engelsk til meg, eller til alle kan sende privat hvis dere vil, så hadde det vært supert. Så først skal jeg gå gjennom en kort introduksjon om hva soner og hva vi kan hjelpe med. Deretter skal vi gå gjennom ofte stilte spørsmål, og deretter bitte litt en litt sånn feeler på hva Community College faktisk Så høydepunktet skal vi ha en presentasjon fra en representant fra Green River. Han også, som jeg nevnte, selv vært student, så bare still spørsmål om det også hvis det aktuelt. Og så på slutten skal vi ha en Q&A, da kan dere få svar på noen spørsmål dere lurer på. Ja, så jeg tenkte egentlig først å fortelle litt kort om meg selv. Jeg har jo egentlig hatt en, hva skal man kalle det, lidenskapelighet for USA, og alltid synes det har vært veldig fascinerende land. Så egentlig fra veldig tidlig alder så bestemte jeg for at jeg bare skulle flytte til USA, egentlig litt sånn uansett hva. Så min første tur til USA var i 2. klasse på videregående, der jeg bodde i Montana, dro på utveksling der. Så jeg bodde hjemme hos en familie, det gikk så der, men jeg synes det var gøy. Så dro jeg og besøkte vertssøsteren min som jeg hadde der. Etter at hun hadde begynt på college, så besøkte hun. Synes det var kjempegøy, og synes egentlig den friheten som virket som å bo i dorms, det var bare morsomt. Og jeg bestemte meg egentlig bare for at jeg var ikke lei da, for å si sånn, etter utveksling. Jeg skulle tilbake. Så etter at jeg kom hjem fra turen min, så kontaktet jeg Sonor med en gang. Så jeg fikk hjelp av de til å søke meg inn på et universitet som hadde det som jeg var ute til, nemlig Eastern Connecticut State University, der jeg tok en såkalt double major, kommer litt inn på det senere, i sosiologi og kriminologi. Så etter det så bestemte jeg meg for å prøve noe helt nytt, og flyttet da til Storbritannia, og tok en 1-årig master ved University of Bristol. Så det kan jo hende at det noen av dere som har vært litt i kontakt med oss i Sonor tidligere, men for dere som ikke vet helt hva vi driver med, så har vi ganske greit kort beskrevet en gjeng med tidligere utenlandsstudenter, som nå hjelper med norske elever med å søke på studier i utlandet. Så våre studieveiledere har jo da studert i Storbritannia, USA, Australia, Mexico, Nederland, litt overalt egentlig. Som andre ord, vi kan dele mye av de beste tipsene, og dele veldig mye av våre erfaringer. Så vi har samarbeid med universiteter i 5 engelskspråklige land, USA, Storbritannia, Singapore, Australia og New Zealand, men vi hjelper også med opptak til medisin- og tannlegestudier i Sentral-Europa. Så vi hjelper egentlig deg med å finne ditt drømmeuniversitet, basert på dine ønsker og din bakgrunn. Enten det karaktersnitt, enten det spesifikk by, det kan være så mangt. Du får også tildelt en personlig veileder, som kan hjelpe deg med hjelp av universitet og grad, selve søknaden, stipender, you name it. Vi kan mest sannsynlig hjelpe med det. Og vi hjelper også med all praktisk informasjon før avreise, enten det lånekassen, visum, bolig, det meste egentlig. Så over til noen ofte stilte spørsmål. Så noen lurer da på om man får støtte av lånekassen til studier i utlandet. Da svaret ganske enkelt lånekassen støtter alle våre samarbeidsuniversiteter. Dette går jo også over til dette med pris, der dette vil jo da naturligvis variere ut fra hvor lenge du skal studere, hvilken grad du skal studere, og universitetet du begynner på. Et annet spørsmål går på dette med språktest, og om det nødvendig. 4 eller bedre engelsk gir deg ofte fritak for engelsktest, selv om det noen universiteter som krever dette uansett. Men dette slipper man blant annet hvis man søker til Green River College. Det siste spørsmålet handler om det noen spesifikke frister, og da svaret at generelt sett så varierer det bitte litt fra universitet til universitet, litt forskjell fra land til land, så det kan være greit å høre om dette tidlig i prosessen da. Så over til dagens tema, nemlig Community College. Så i USA så har de over 900 Community Colleges i egentlig alle statene, så det veldig mye forskjellig å velge mellom. Så det første jeg skal snakke om da oppbyggingen av en amerikansk grad, noe som veldig viktig å forstå og sette seg inn i når vi skal snakke om Community College. Så en amerikansk bachelorgrad i utgangspunktet 4-årig, mens en mastergrad 2-årig. Ved noen av våre samarbeidsuniversiteter så det derimot mulig å fullføre en bachelor på 3 år. Bare verdt å merke. Ja, på bachelornivå så de 2 første årene veldig fleksible, hvor du kan utforske og velge blant en del ulike fag, noe som ofte blir kalt general requirements, eller gen ed. Kjært barn har mange navn, som det sier. Ja, så man tar egentlig en del typ generelle fag i bulker, for eksempel si et type naturfag, et type språkfag, et type helserelatert fag, et mattefag, etc. Så for eksempel i mitt tilfelle så valgte jeg for eksempel å ta astronomi for å liksom møte da naturfagskvoten. Så det verdt å nevne at disse general requirements-fagene introduksjonsfag ofte. Så det vil si at du skal ikke for eksempel studere avansert kjemi hvis du i utgangspunktet går etter en grad i historie. Så ja, de 2 siste årene av bachelorgraden består av selve hovedspesialiseringen, det som heter major, der du virkelig går i dybden på ditt fagområde. Så dette basert på en oppbygning som ofte blir kalt liberal arts, som fokuserer på at man skal få bredt med kunnskap i løpet av graden sin, vite egentlig litt om mye, rett og slett, og i tillegg da til selve fagområdet som vi har graden din i. Så ja, som jeg nevnte, så heter jo da faget som du tar bachelorgraden din i, det blir kalt da major, noe som betyr hovedspesialisering, mens en minor betyr underspesialisering. Så de 2 vanligste typer bachelorgrad man tar Bachelor of Arts, som betyr en slags samfunnsfaglig grad. Dette kan være for eksempel statsvitenskap, sosiologi, så videre. Mens Bachelor of Science ofte mer realfaglig. Det kan være for eksempel kjemi, IT, biologi, veldig mye egentlig. Og det egentlig ved de 2 første årene Community College kommer inn i bildet. Mange velger å gå de 2 første årene der for å egentlig unnagjøre disse generelle fagene, og deretter overføre til et annet universitet. Så dette med type transfer skal Gjelle selvfølgelig gå litt lenger inn på, men det gjør at selve opplevelsen kan bli veldig mye billigere enn hvis man tar en hel grad eller 4-årig grad ved et universitet, da, hvis det mening. Så ja, hvis du går inn på nettsiden vår, så kan du også lese litt om andre studenters erfaring. Du kan kontakte tidligere studenter, nåværende studenter. Det i hvert fall en fin måte hvis man litt usikker på hvor man skal, og ja, egentlig bare ta kontakt med studentene og bare, ja, hvordan ser hverdagen din ut? Vil du anbefale dette? Så det en veldig fin måte å gjøre det på. Ellers så setter vi også studenter som skal til samme skole eller universitet i kontakt med hverandre før avreise. Så si det, jeg vet det noen som har planlagt sånn å fly sammen til ulike steder, og det kan være greit egentlig å bare kanskje skape et lite vennskap før man reiser. Da man allerede gått på vei da. Men ja, over til selve høydepunktet for dagens presentasjon. Ja, som jeg sa, vi samarbeider jo som sagt med universiteter som ligger i USA, Storbritannia, Australia og New Zealand. Nå skal dere få lære mer om studiet ved Green River College i USA, som ligger oppe der. Jeg vet ikke om dere så den pila, men jeg prøvde i hvert fall. Ja, så vi skal også ha noen webinarer til neste uke, det vel sist, og så skal vi ha noen om kreative studier etter det. Ellers så skal vi også reise en del nå i løpet av denne måneden og neste, så ta gjerne kontakt hvis du har lyst til å møte oss mens vi på besøk i din by. I morgen skal vi reise til Stavanger, så bare si fra hvis du i Stavanger-området og har lyst til å si hei. Så kan vi få til det, vet du. Ja, over to you, Gjelle. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you for the presentation. I mean, my Norwegian isn't great, but I understood parts of it. Well, hi everyone, thank you for joining. My name is Jelle Draper. I work for Green River College as the European representative. So basically, if you have any questions, I'll probably be the one answering them. Just quickly going to share my screen as well for the presentation I created. Here we go. So welcome to Green River College. That's basically the way to start. And I have a short video for you guys to give you a little bit of an overview of what the school looks like. It was a very brief video. In this presentation, I'm going to focus on some general aspects. What are our unique selling points compared to other schools? What are the programs we offer? Our housing options, of course, we have to come down to the financial part as well. So cost, student life, we're still in a pandemic situation, so COVID-19 is going to be addressed. Then I'm going to show you some quick tips on the website if you want to find some information. And then just like Liselot, I'll have a personal story as well, as I'm a former student there myself. Location, we're in Auburn, Washington State. Liselot showed it briefly on the map before, but I'll get into more detail in a bit. We're a two-year community college concept, so that means you'll be doing 2 years with us and then continue your academic journey. I see one is trying to enter the room. I'll admit them. We have about 8,000 students, of about 1,500 international students, so it's a fairly large international population. We have either on-campus or host family as an option for housing. Offer several programs, and our most popular majors would be business, engineering, IT, and aviation, as we're super close to Boeing in Seattle. So Washington State, located right there. Then, of course, in the Seattle area. And then this little town called Auburn is where Green River College is located. And it would be about a 40-minute drive to downtown Seattle. And there's a direct bus from Auburn to Seattle as well. So a lot of our students go on day trips, just take the bus to Seattle, have a fun day, and by the end of the day, they're back in their home. And that's very convenient, of course. This is where you end up in Auburn. It's not in the major city, but it's a beautiful green area. We have a lot more space there, and we actually, the whole forest you see behind here, that all belongs to the campus as well. So a lot of students, use that for a small hike during their lunch break or for a morning run if they live on campus. The unique selling points about Green River, I'd say we have top transfers to universities in the US, but also universities outside of the US. So back in Europe, in the UK, for example, or the Netherlands. We have a special gap year which has been created for European students to just have a year of fun and a great experience, and afterwards continue their academic career in their home country. We have on-campus housing with private bedrooms for students, which is still affordable, and that's also pretty unique in the US. Our lower costs in general, smaller class sizes, so more personal interaction with your professors, which of course leads to higher results, better transfers, and better opportunities afterwards. We're super close to Seattle, like I just said, and it's a beautiful campus. I'll show you some photos of our campus and a video.
What I like most about Green River College.
What I enjoyed most about my gap year. What I liked most about my gap year at Green River is meeting people from all over the world and learn about their cultures.
Green River offers a lot of different classes to explore all my different interests.
A lot of opportunities to play sports over here. I'm a soccer player, so I play a lot of soccer over here. It's really fun to do every quarter something else.
It's a variety of courses you can take. You can literally choose whatever you want, and it's so fun.
You have the option to stay at the campus corner apartments, which is the student housing.
I made a lot of friends on campus because everyone lives together.
Just say yes. Make as many friends as possible. Go to Hvor, go to the Seattle trip.
I made a lot of friends, had a great experience in America, and know what I want to study and become later in life.
Now we can easily go to somewhere else, like California or Canada.
We went on spontaneous camping trips and traveling a lot.
This is definitely an experience that I can benefit from for the rest of my life.
All right, this is the slide with photos of our campus. As you can see, very modern buildings. It's a fairly large campus, and that makes it a nice place for students to hang out even after school. They usually gather in the student hall to just study there together or play some games or do something else that's fun to do with your friends. Of course, official stuff. What do we offer? We offer a university transfer program that we would call a 2+2, meaning 2 years with us at Green River and then 2 more years at another university to finish your bachelor's degree. The benefits of doing it that way, I don't know, Liselot, if you spoke about the concept a little bit in your presentation. You'll just be saving a lot of money, and that's of course always a benefit. We offer intensive English programs as well, although for Norwegian students that doesn't really apply usually, as their English is such high level. High school completion, various degrees and certificates, and as I said before, we offer a great gap year program, so that's an option as well. The video plays twice. That's not what it's supposed to do. How am I gonna do this? All right, this way. The transfer options. As I said, we have university transfer pathways, which means we can guarantee acceptance into certain universities upon acceptance at Green River. So of course there's restrictions, but if you, let's say for a specific university, the requirement would be 3.0 GPA, which is your grade in the US. After 2 years at Green River, and if you have that 3.0, you'll be accepted, have guaranteed admission acceptance. And that's of course a very safe and nice pathway for the students. Of course, you can always apply to schools that we don't have an agreement with. We can just never accept, you'll be admitted. For example, Remco, he was a Dutch student, started in 2011. He started at Green River as a gap year student, had a great time, decided he wanted to stay. He finished his 2 years at Green River. Then he went to Oxford to complete his bachelor's and eventually did his master's at Yale. So he actually went a long way and really excelled into top universities. For example, Goresh, another student, he was from the UK. He started off at Green River first 2 years, and then he actually met a Dutch girl over there, which he fell in love with, and of course chased love all the way to the Netherlands, where we have an agreement with University College Roosevelt, and he finished his bachelor's right there. We do offer several bachelors ourselves, as I'm listed right here. I'm not just going to read them out loud. You can just quickly go over them. There's more to come, but primarily we're a transfer school and not a four-year institution just yet. But these are the ones that are still optional for you. This video keeps coming back, which is not the way it should.
About my gap year. What I liked most about my gap year at Green River is meeting people from all over the world.
All right, how does this work? Here we go. All right, sorry about that once more. The gap year program we offer, we have a traditional Green River gap year. That means just 1 year at Green River. We have the Green River to California. Yeah, that's also me in the photo. Surfing in California on Christmas Day wasn't too bad. The alternative would be Green River to Australia, and the last option would be Green River to Hawaii. So the way that program is built is the traditional one is either 3, 6, or 9 months, which 3 months equals 1 quarter, so 1, 2, or 3 quarters at Green River for your gap year experience. The second option would be fall quarter at Green River, and then spring semester in California. The second option would be fall quarter at Green River. Then during winter, when it's cold, you go to Australia and New Zealand, where it's summer at that time. You have a 10-week program, and then afterwards, during spring, you go back to Green River for your final quarter to finish your gap year experience. We have Green River to Hawaii as well, which is basically the same as to California, except you go to Hawaii instead of California. The benefits of this program is that it's basically 2 adventures in 1 year. You get to see 2 totally different locations, get to meet twice as many people. The downside, though, is once you've made friends at Green River, you might have to leave them behind. And sometimes people change their mind and continue to stay at Green River, or they come back later on.
What I like most about Green River.
Somehow there's a loop in this video and it doesn't show on my slides. So we're just going to skip past this like that. Housing options. We have Camper Corner Apartments, which is on-campus housing. I'll refer to it as CCA. Of course, it's very convenient. It's a 5-minute walk to every class. There's a lot of student on-site activities. And one of the benefits is you live with your friends. Every apartment has 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and a shared kitchen, living room area. But then your neighbors also have 4 students and the other neighbors as well. So it's just a big group of all students bundled together, and there's always something going on, or somebody that can help you with school, or somebody that's ready for a fun adventure or anything else. Of course, homestay, a guest house has its benefits as well. Practice your English skills with an American family, that helps. Food is included, so you don't have to cook yourself. It's easy transportation to the campus, so our requirement would be that either it's a direct bus connection, walking distance, or they take you to school every day. And it's also available for 16-year-old students. We're one of the few schools that accept 16-year-old students, so if you're done with high school earlier than normal, then Green River is still an option, whereas a lot of other schools might not be possible. And these are our Camper Corner Apartments, as you can see. Right next to school, you see an overview of what it looks like, and you either have to top floor or the bottom floor. Then we have our home stays. The top right corner, this one is actually the house I lived in when I was in the US. So then you have a sense of what it looks like. The other pictures, of course, is just inspiration, as every home looks different, and it's just with an American family, and you can have preferences whether you have siblings or other international students living with them as well. So there's a lot of opportunities there as well. Of course, costs. Our tuition fee is based on 12 to 18 credits. There are some smaller additional costs, for example, health insurance, which we require, and the prices for intensive English and the bachelor programs are a little bit different. But generally speaking, this shows a comparison of academic costs. And Green River, as I said, we're all the way at the bottom. Our tuition fee is much lower than other schools. And here it shows you an overview of an academic year, which is about $10,000 US dollars in tuition fee. Including living expenses, other fees, and books, the total estimate for an academic year would be $21,000. And that is within the Lånekassa standard and could be fully funded. So it's an easy way for you guys to study abroad and not, spend all your own pocket money yourself. Student life, always very important. It's important to get involved. It's a fun experience. You study internationally, but it's not just about academics. We have various clubs, various sports that we offer as well, but you can also take the lead, as I state, for example, be a tutor and help other students with their classes. If you're, for example, very good at maths or engineering, and you can help students with their mechanic homework or whatever. Student marketing assistants, you might be helping me at presentations or helping other students from your home country with several questions in their native language, which is always a lot more convenient. And of course, having fun. We organize a lot of trips and activities for our students, and that could be taking them to a concert or hiking, ski trips, camping, you name it, baseball games, you name it. We organize that for the students to have fun. This is our sports center. I'm sorry, the pictures are not the highest resolution, but you get a sense of what's going on. The fun activities, on the top right corner, you see a hike, which is about, I think it's only 15 minutes away from school. So it's a very convenient distance, and it's a beautiful hike. Or we go to a college soccer game or something, a football game in the US. That's also me in the photo. This was probably mid-October. I was already on the slopes. The nearest ski area is about 20 minutes away, and a proper ski area would be about 45 minutes away from school. So there's always somebody that goes there by car, which you can ride along with. And, for a weekend day ski trip, that's the perfect location. And of course, in the bottom, you see the sports team. This is our soccer team, which you're always free to join, and you can just have a really fun time with your friends. Okay, COVID. As for now, we're still a hybrid model, which means part of the classes will be offered online and part of them will be face-to-face. We expect by this winter, everything will be back to face-to-face classes, although we will still continue to provide our online classes as well for students that might not want to travel just yet or are not comfortable with traveling. We still offer that option. Green River is a vaccinated school, so most of our students are vaccinated. We require you to be vaccinated as well, although if you have specific reasons why you don't want to get the vaccine, that could be either religious, medical, or any other legitimate reason. Of course, you don't have to be vaccinated. The website, it's just greenrivercollege.edu. We have dedicated, as you can see here, there's a dedicated tab for international students, which is very convenient, which has all the information you're looking for right there. Also, we have some virtual tours and online brochures on there as well. So if you want to find some quick information or walk around campus basically digitally, that could all be done on the website, and that's a fun experience. So I definitely recommend you to check it out and see what it's like. And if you have any other direct questions, you can always reach me directly, or of course ask Sonar, as they know everything about Green River there is. Then we go to a personal story. Here, me twice from Green River to California. Had a great experience. As you can see, for example, a hike on the top left corner. That was one of my first weekends. I just hiked up to Mount Rainier. several trips to Seattle. The bottom left corner was my host family, and it was a baseball game. Actually, the first night I was out there, they asked if I was tired or if I was down to go to a baseball game. Well, a little bit jet lagged, but yet here we are, and that was such a fun experience. I have a video coming up, another one if correct, from one of the activities I did there as well. I hope, yeah, this looks nice. So that video, that was shot in just one weekend. So as you can see, you can visit so many different places within 2 days, basically. It's such a diverse area from cities to beaches to mountains, skiing. Canada's just around the corner, or a day trip or weekend trip to Portland, just a few hours away. We offer a wide variety of classes. I personally had some credits left and I wanted to do something fun. And I actually took a welding class, as you can see in the middle. I've never used it since, but it was such a fun class and a fun skill to learn, and a lot harder than you might think. The bottom left corner was my host family. I decided I wanted to live with other international students as well. So on the left, there's a Danish guy. Next to him is a Chinese guy, Joe, and on in the blue is Nathan from Indonesia. That way I didn't only learn about the American culture, but a lot more about other cultures as well, which I thought was a nice additional experience for myself. So yeah, that was basically it. Green River in a nutshell. Seattle, Mount Rainier in the back, and basically right there, as you can see, just behind that hill, that's already where Green River is. It's right between the city and the mountains. So it's such a great location to live, and I would recommend everybody to study there. Might be a bit biased, but that's it. Any questions you can address right now, I guess, Liselott, right?
So we have received a few questions. Can you start studying in January?
Yes, we have basically 4 quarters a year. So you can start either fall, winter, spring, or summer. Fall and winter are our most popular ones, I should say. Spring is a little bit, less popular. Maybe a third of what starts in fall starts in spring, and then summer is pretty quiet. Summer is usually some students that don't have the English proficiency just yet for academic classes, which means they will enroll in intensive English classes. They'll just do spring quarter or summer quarter at Green River to improve their English, so they can enroll with all the other students in fall in their academic classes to make friends right away. So yeah, January is possible. and what my favorite thing was about Green River. So I'm going to divide that question into both academically and socially. So academically, I think there were so many options which you can focus on study-wise. Like I said, I did welding. Never thought I would focus on something like that. But you get a personal advisor who plans every class or your class schedule with you, and they know so much and they teach you everything. And that way you just feel very welcome right from the first day. And that's a great help. And if you want to, as an international student, you're allowed to work in the US about 20 hours a week. So if you're looking for a job, they'll help you find a job. I was actually doing freelance photography for them for the social media, which was, I never thought they'd pay me to take photos and go on fun trips. And they did. And other students get paid to help other students with their homework, and they can actually help somebody. So that's my favorite thing, academically and socially. It's such a diverse population. There's over 63 nationalities. So there's always somebody from your home country there, which is nice to bond with. But there's also so many Americans and so many other cultures as well, which you can learn from. And everybody, most of the people are there on their own, don't know anybody just yet. So you make friends within a minute, and you'll stay in touch forever, hopefully. I'm still in touch with some of the people I met there. So it's been, 8 years. So that's one of the social benefits. Where can the Netherlands go the Netherlands to the US? I would say the Dutch education level is pretty similar to the US standard, although, how should I say that properly? It's maybe half a year behind in the US, I'd say. So the Dutch and probably the Norwegian and the Swedish, that's what I've seen over the years. Usually what you deal with in the second or the first part of the semester, in the US, you'll deal with that in the second half of the semester. So I would compare, it's pretty similar. The study load, the amount of hours you have to put into it are roughly the same. Assuming I'm Dutch, yep, I'm Dutch. So I live in Amsterdam as well. As a former student, I helped out at several fairs in the Netherlands, just to share my personal experience. And after 2 or 3 years of doing that, Green River asked me if I just wanted to represent the school in Europe. And I love this part as I'm sharing, information about a year that was one of the best years of my life, and therefore always happy to talk about it.
Cool. What does a typical day look like for a student?
That all depends on how you set up your classes. So I was one of those students that had 4 really busy days. So I had the Friday off, and I had a long weekend every week. Because you can create your own class schedule, that is possible. Roughly, there's about 16 to 20 contact hours a week. So class hours that are actually in class. And that is spread out through the week and the day. So you could have a morning class at 9 a.m. Until 11, and then another class at 1 to 2, and then an evening class, for example, that's an option as well, from 7 to 8 or whatever. So it's very flexible schedule-wise. If you go onto our website and find our catalog and go to all the classes that we offer, you can actually see the times and days that we offer that specific class, and you can just customize your own class schedule. So very flexible in that sense. Hopefully that answers your questions somehow.
I think so. So what kind of student clubs do you have? Like student organizations, I'm assuming.
That's also very diverse. So there's a European club where all the European students are part of course, or most of them, I should say. But there's also a chess club if people really enjoy to play chess. There's like I said, sports club as well for people who do a lot of recreational sports in the area. So they focus on that. There's a school newspaper. There's a school radio station. So there are a lot of, and for that school radio station or newspaper, there's also people that are involved visually. So they're doing video or photography. there's people that write, there's people that, you know, do the marketing of it. So there's a lot of opportunities there as well. And if we don't have a club or we don't have, you know, what you're looking for, let us know, find some friends and start your own. That's always an option. And that's to get back to what's the favorite thing about Green River. Another thing I really enjoyed. Everybody's eager to make it your best experience. So if you want to create something and we don't have it, we'll assist you trying to find it. We didn't have a soccer team, but we had a lot of Europeans that were eager to play soccer. A guy gathered 20 friends. They came all down to the school and they asked for a soccer team. And now we have a soccer team. I wanted to do a trip to Canada myself, but I, you know, didn't really know how that was. I was 18 at the time, didn't really know how that was going to work out visa-wise and stuff. And actually, the coordinator of student life sat down with me and really even booked my whole trip. So they really help you and provide that extra service you might need if you're in a different country, you might have never been there, you don't know anybody. That assistance is really helpful.
Absolutely. I think this is the last question that I got. Can you live in a singles room?
On campus, you mean, I guess?
Yes. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
all our student housing on campus are all private bedrooms.
Yes. Okay.
So fairly unique. It's a private bedroom and you only be sharing the common areas and the bathroom. But there's 2 bathrooms for 4 students. So basically you're only sharing your bathroom with 1 student. So that's a very luxurious American college life, I should say. Because if, like I've seen in California, but I've also met other students from other parts, 1 or even 2 roommates is not that exceptional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the great thing about Green River. You get really the support that you would want and need. So they really take care of you. And especially, you know, since you can live on campus, that's kind of, I think, unique to most, you know, 2-year colleges. So I think that's it. I think that's cool.
Well, that's what we see a lot as well. And we have students that, like I said, come to Green River for the gap year experience, want to go to California afterwards, and they end up going and not having that same support as we provide.
Exactly. Yeah.
And actually coming back to Green River because that's what they were hoping for and looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But that all comes down to your personal preference. If you're very independent and you know, you're eager to figure everything out yourself, another school might be perfect for you as well. But Green River just provides that little bit of extra assistance. And it's still very affordable. Also, the Auburn area in general is a lot more affordable if you look at grocery shopping or activities. If you compare that to Hawaii, that's just very expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Okay, last call for questions, everyone. Sure you don't have anything. What are you guys' interests?
And if you have questions afterwards, I mean, like I said in the presentation, you can ask me or Lizelot directly. I'll just leave my email there as well.
Yeah, perfect. And I can leave mine also, just in case. So you guys just reach out if you have any questions or anything like that. Hopefully you will see Jelle in Norway in a couple of months. So
well, as I'm based in Amsterdam, it looks like I can travel within a month or so, or 2 months. So then we could definitely schedule a presentation face-to-face or meet up for a cup of coffee. And, you know, that's usually easier to talk than, you know, all these webinars. And then hope to see you guys soon.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your presentation. It was lovely, and we will chat soon.
Thanks for having me, and we'll be in touch.
Yes, of course.
All right.
Bye, everyone. Have a good night.